All right, George. So now we got to talk about this Jimmy Butler news, dog.
Yep.
So look, Miami Heat are listening to trade offers for their all-star, Jimmy Butler. George, how do you feel about this whole situation? Because you were talking to me a little bit before and talking to the people about Shams and him going back and forth with the agent, Jimmy Butler's agent, and all this other stuff. I know earlier this offseason we were talking about this possibly being a thing that's happening, and now we're 25 games in, and it's already looking like it's going to get done pretty soon here.
Man, I'm for him getting traded because we knew after last season, like Pat Riley said a point-blank period, like Jimmy wasn't good enough. We need Jimmy playing games. And Jimmy Butler's the type of guy that can respond to that.
Yep.
But I think if you look at the landscape and what the Heat need right now is to get something in return for Jimmy Butler, because I doubt they extend him on a big contract, especially being over 30 years old. There's suitors out there, some that make sense, some that don't. What I loved was Jimmy Butler's agent calling out Shams.
Yeah.
So let me do this quick catch up for everyone that hasn't been on the Twitter world and all that. So Shams was reporting basically from Jimmy Butler's agent about other suitors.
Okay.
This guy goes to Twitter X. All right, listen, I gave you a pass yesterday because I was busy, but if you don't stop putting my name on your complete and utter made up BS because you know you normally aren't worthy of my time, aren't worth my time to acknowledge. I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm a middle-aged dad. But just know it would indicate severe dislike. What?
Is he trying to threaten him? What is that?
Hey, I don't know what I'm going to do, but just know I'm not going to like you. It's like, all right. Oh, no. Oh, the LeBron. Ooh, no, I'm not worried. Right. He says a bunch of stuff. Shams is your opportunity to say, my bad, blah, blah, blah. Then Shams on ESPN said, I 1,000% stand by my reporting. It's fully vetted.
Okay.
And as a professional, it's what I do. That's what I get paid to do. Report truthfully and accurately. This is what this is. Period. Look, bro, if Shams reports stuff, it's gospel. Like, he is one of those guys.
He's standing on business.
Yeah, and I believe Shams in all this.
Okay, yeah.
It makes sense. It's just the agent's pissed because his name got thrown in a report.
Yep.
And maybe he's mad like, Shams, say sources, don't say my name.
Right, yeah.
Because then he's looking at like, bro, I got other clients that are going to be pissed at that.
Right.
So, in my opinion, the liar in all this is the agent because he's mad his agent was made. Did Shams mess up by saying his name? Sure, but...
Yeah, probably. You know, it is what it is. I'm not really too worried about that. Forget the agents. Forget the reportings.
Trade Jimmy.
Who really cares? What I got out of all of this is that Jimmy Butler, I thought coming into the season that he might want to get traded. It sounds like he's like, all right, you know, I'm not requesting the trade, but... You know, if you guys are ready to let me go,
I'll do it.
You know,
and I just so happened to land with a contender,
right?
In the West.
You know, he just nudge. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good to look at. Now, there's 4 teams that have really been the marquee teams that have been on his list.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Rockets, Suns, Warriors, and Mavericks, with the Rockets being the betting favorite to collect him, which you were alluding to a little bit earlier. George, what do you think is the right? I won't say where you will think he will go, but what do you think is the best situation for Jimmy Butler out of this?
Best situation for him. Let me start with the worst situation possible for both teams.
Okay.
Would be if he gets traded to the Suns. Because it has to be a Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler move.
Yeah.
And then you think the Heat want that contract?
No, but I do think him with KD and
He's good.
Devin Booker would be great. So,
no, it would be.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal with Pat Riley?
Yeah, I'm
Miami would rather lose Jimmy Butler for nothing. Bro, it's 3 years, $161 million. So let me be real. That contract's awful, and the Miami Heat don't want that. So that's the thing.
Back when he was with the Wizards and he was thinking about getting traded, Miami kind of would have made a little bit more sense at that time. But now, as he's getting older and he's not playing games as often as he probably should, I mean, you're just getting a lesser version of Jimmy Butler at this point.
Hey, man, I'll go with this. I'll go with Warriors.
Okay.
I mean, that's a veteran team.
You and Travis, man, love putting everybody on the Warriors. Giannis is going to the Warriors. Jimmy Butler, LeBron. Who else is going to the damn Warriors, bro?
Hey, someone that can't shoot like Jimmy.
You think NBA GMs want to help the Warriors?
That's a fair point. But I think NBA GMs would want to help the Warriors if they're getting a Jonathan Kuminga, an Andrew Wiggins, a Melton, a Moses Moody, maybe a Pods in return.
Pods has been struggling this year.
Yeah, okay, get him to Miami and see what you can do, right? Like that, and I think it would be like, all right, replace a Moses Moody with Pods, and then Warriors can still keep something.
We haven't even really seen Moses Moody though. Like, we don't know what he is. You know what I'm saying?
And we've seen 4 years of Jonathan Kuminga, and the Warriors don't want to let him be Kuminga.
He's coming.
I like Jonathan Kuminga. Get him out of Golden State.
But I hear you.
Right?
I hear you. But
Jimmy
a
fits
player
with
who
the
was
Warriors.
better than him in Jordan Poole, who we saw more of, we were like, okay, he needs to get released and be free on his own.
Yeah.
And he's looked horrendous. I won't say, him specifically, but
It's tough being in that.
him being a number one guy hasn't really worked out. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He's had some good moments and some bad moments, but it hasn't really worked out. You know what I'm saying? So
This would be a rebuild of the Heat. Soft rebuild. You got
Soft.
Bam. And it depends on the return. So
I can see that.
Warriors make sense for Jimmy. To me, the best one though, man. And I think best for Jimmy is the Rockets. I think best for the Heat is the Warriors.
Yeah, of those four, it's a tough four fits. Honestly, I would say none. To be honest, I don't even want to have to give one.
I like that answer.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
No,
I don't
no,
want to have to
I
give
like
one
that, man.
because Mavericks. We know they're gonna keep Clay, and you know they're gonna keep Kyrie. You know they're gonna keep Luka.
Too many alphas,
They're gonna
man.
be
Luka,
giving
Kyrie,
up
and
too
Jimmy.
much. Too many alphas. It's not gonna work out, dog. Then you go to the Warriors, and I think that's a fit that could work, but. Do they need another guard who doesn't really shoot the ball that well? They have a lot of great wing defenders,
Yeah.
but they don't have a lot of guys who are real shooters besides Steph and Buddy Hield. You know what I'm saying? So, especially with Pods not really, regressing a little bit, honestly, this year. So, they don't need another guy who's like you're not a bad shooter, but we're not running out at you hard and running you off the line, So, I don't really like that fit. Suns, like we said, it would probably be the best fit, but it's the least realistic one because why would the Miami Heat take Bradley Beal or any of the Suns' assets if they have any? And then with the Rockets. Now, this would be the best fit if I had to choose one, gun to my head, which is probably why they're the favorites to get this done. But the thing about the Rockets team is that they do not score off of assists. They do not pass. They play ISO ball. They don't have a lot of shooters on their team as well, consistent shooters. So why would you add a guy who, yes, fits their identity, but does not really turn the tides for them of
I know they need shooting, man.
They need a shooter. You know what I mean? Like if this was them saying, okay, Kevin Durant's going to go to the Rockets, I'd be like, oh yeah, 100%. You know what I'm saying? But you don't need a better Dillon Brooks. You know what I mean? An elite Dillon Brooks. You don't need that. That's what Jimmy Butler is at this point in his career.
What would the package be, you think? Because I think it would be like a Dillon Brooks, a Jabari Smith.
That's the thing that scares me. It's got to be the Rook, right? Because Reed Shepherd hasn't gotten any minutes. He's got to be involved in that, right? As part of a rebuild. I want
Reed Shepherd to stay in Houston.
I hear that. That's fair.
That's your guy.
That's fair.
But hey, and in defense of Reed Shepherd, him ending up in Miami wouldn't be the worst thing either.
Him, and then they actually have a real point guard now with him, and then they have Tyler Hero, and then Bam. That's a building block. I would assume that they're going to try to hold the Thompson twin there. You know what I mean? So I would assume maybe they would try to get off of a veteran. I don't know if that'd be Devin. Well, that's the thing. I can't take Fred and Reed. We're not taking two smaller guards. You know what I mean? In return for our wing. So
and Van Vliet's like the glue guy there, man.
Yeah, it'd
he's
probably
the
be like
culture of the Rockets.
Atari Eason, Picks.